Hello students, Mr. Young here. Today we're talking about, three things, two battles, and then we'll end up on one note. First we have Fort Ticonderoga. After Lexington and Concord, the conflict essentially spread rapidly, sort of like a fire that had all the kindling and just needed a spark to be lit. So the first battle we want to talk about, Ticonderoga, basically two separate forces had this idea to go take Fort Ticonderoga, a British fort in the New York wilderness that had lots of guns, lots of ammo, and not a lot of men protecting it. One such force was led by Benedict Arnold, the famous traitor. We'll learn about his lack of loyalty to the colonial cause at a later time. But he's sort of a pompous, a very official military type. And then you had another guy, Ethan Allen, and his militia, known as the Green Mountain Boys. They both met up and were like, "Oh, hey, I heard you're going to take Fort Ticonderoga. Let's get together and do this." There's a little more details about it than that, but that's all right here in this video. So go ahead, make sure you watch it, get the real deal story on Ticonderoga. Next up we have Bunker Hill. Basically, Boston was occupied by the British. And after Lexington and Concord, there was a swell to the ranks and volunteers of the colonial militia, and 20,000 militia gather outside of Boston. On June 16th, they move on to these two nearby hills, Bunker Hill and Breed's Hill. They set up fortifications, and the next morning the British aren't just going to let this happen, and they attack. A battle ensues. And I have an awesome video for that too that goes into pretty good detail. Essentially, the British marched uphill to attack these fortified positions, which there's two tactical disadvantages. The enemy is fortified and uphill. But after the third charge, they were able to overtake the militias because the militia ran out of ammo. Technically, the British won, but it was a heavy losses. The cost was high. We finish up talking about how the people had to decide. Well, the war started. This war started. How do I feel about this? And well, the numbers change according to the sources. We generally say that 1/3 of the colonists were patriots, being that they supported independence and the war and the right to govern themselves. 1/3 remained loyalists, meaning they were loyal to Britain. Some loyalists fought in militias that fought alongside the British regulars against the colonials. You often don't hear about that. And then 1/3 stayed neutral. So while it was sort of a war against a foreign power, the British, it was also sort of a civil war because loyalists and patriots all were mixed and living together, although there were areas where concentrations of each were higher. So watch the videos, and then you go ahead on the next page and take the quiz. The quiz is based on information drawn from the last lesson, this lesson, and these videos. So make sure you go ahead and you've read all the lessons. It's a good idea to read the lesson in the book. There's two lessons in here in Canvas, but the lesson itself in the book is just Chapter 5, Lesson 3. It's only like 4 pages. And then go ahead, take the quiz. Let me know if you need anything. Otherwise, have a wonderful day.